members of Civil Security Group, Advisory Council, FEO, and social stakeholders, Board of Trustees of Police for Righteousness and Integrity Movement, friends from the media, brethren in Masonry, awardees, other senior officers, police commission officers, police non-commissioned officers, and non-uniformed personnel, family and friends, and others who are joining us virtually via Zoom, especially the personnel of the RCSU. Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Sa ngalan ng Civil Security Group, ako po ay labis na nagagalak na magandog ng mainit na pagtanggap sa bawat isa sa inyo habang ipinagdiriwang natin ang ika-43 anibersaryo ng pagkakatatag ng unit. Ang araw na ito ay isang pagkakataon para sa atin upang magbalik tanaw, ipahayag ang ating pasasalamat at magpatuloy sa ating paglalakbay sa paglilingkod at pagtatanggol sa seguridad ng ating bansa. Ang kahalagahan ng ating mga kasama sa paglago at tagumpay ng Civil Security Group ay hindi maipapaliwanag. Sa matibay na suporta ng ating kagalang-galang na Chief PNP, Police General Benjamin C. Acorda Jr. at ng buong pamunuan ng pambansang pulisya, tayo ay mas lalo pang napalakas sa ating misyon. Kasama rin natin ang mahalagang sektor mula sa industriya ng armas, pampasabog at mga ahensyang pang-seguridad. Ang inyong hindi matatawarang tulong at suporta ay nagbibigay buhay at direksyon sa aming mga layunin. Ang araw na ito ay hindi lamang isang pagdiriwang, kundi pagkakataon upang muli tayong magpasalamat sa bawat isa sa inyo. Ang inyong dedikasyon at sakripisyo ay nagbibigay inspirasyon sa amin upang patuloy na maging tapat at maging mabuting tagapagtanggol ng seguridad ng ating bansa. Nais kong hikayatin ang bawat isa na makiisa at makilahok sa ating mga proyekto at gawain. Bawat isa sa atin ay may mahalagang papel sa pagpapalakas ng kaligtasan at kaayusan sa ating mga komunidad. Muli, malugod kong inuukit ang inyong pagtangkap sa ika-43 anibersaryo ng Civil Security Group. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagiging bahagi ng espesyal na pagkakataon na ito. Naway, magbigay inspirasyon tayo sa isa't isa patungo sa mas matagumpay at mas ligtas na kinabukasan. Maraming salamat at muli, magandang araw po sa ating lahat.
Thank you very much, sir. As we celebrate the 43rd anniversary of CSG, let us look back and recognize its milestone and transformation journey by watching the accomplishments of CSG through this audiovisual presentation.
The Civil Security Group, or CSG, which was established in 1980 as a result of the dissolution of the Civil Security Force Command, or CSFC. Its mission is to efficiently and effectively administer regulatory services on firearms, explosives, and private security industries. CSG Directive number 2023-01 entitled Operational Guidelines in the Reduction of Loose Firearms came from the combined efforts of the technical working groups towards the preventive campaign for the period of April 28 to July 28, 2023. The figures demonstrate a significant decrease in the number of expired or unrenewed weapon registrations by 10% for individual licenses and an incredible 11% for juridical corporations. Positively, the campaign succeeds and as a result receives praise from a variety of stakeholders. The PNP CSG began working towards establishing services on Saturdays and Sundays with their outstanding dedication and never-ending endeavors to reduce the number of expired, unrenewed LTOP and firearms registration. Upon his assumption, Police Brigadier General Benjamin H. Silo Jr., the acting director of the Civil Security Group, issued a directive to all chief RCSUs directing them to organize LTOP and firearms registration caravan events every month in all provinces across the country. Both the proportion of caravans and the number of LTOP applications increased as a result of these initiatives, reaching 14% and roughly 6% respectively as of July 2023. On March 22, 2023, a memorandum of agreement between the Philippine National Police Civil Security Group and SM Prime Holdings Incorporated was signed. The MOA plans to broaden the scope of its operations, specifically the granting of national police clearances, drug tests, and neuropsychiatric examinations. These services also include the PNP CSG Stakeholder Assistance Center for LTOP, firearms registration, and LESP. Currently, there are 12 stakeholder assistance centers operating successfully around the country. The PNP Civil Security Group, spearheaded by Police Brigadier General Benjamin H. Silo Jr., in coordination with Engineer Bien C. Mateo, the Senior Vice President for Mall Operations, SM Malls, launched a minute-long informative audio-visual presentation. Massive public awareness on the proliferation of loose firearms, together with the LGUs and private entities from different provinces, cities, and municipalities, conducted a simultaneous tarpaulin posting and hanging. Under the leadership of Police Brigadier General Benjamin H. Silo Jr., he implemented a Standard Operating Procedure or SOP number 2022-001 entitled Guidelines Governing the Acquisition and Possession of Class A Light Weapons by AFP, PNP, and other authorized enforcement agencies, governing the processing of gun ownership and the purchase of Class A light weapons by various individual members of AFP, PNP, and other authorized law enforcement agencies. The Republic Act 11917, or the Private Security Services Industry Act, an act strengthening the regulation of the private security services industry, was approved on May 29, 2023. The implementation of a non-importation of fireworks is to protect Filipino industries, specifically the firecracker manufacturing, from possible economic bankruptcy. A total of 17 fireworks safety seminars have already been conducted in different regions, with a total of 4,506 participants from March 17, 2023 up to August 4, 2023. Implementation of the Anti-Red Tape Law or RA 9485, a relentless pursuit operation purposely to catch individuals on falsifying government documents, particularly LTOP and firearms registration. The incorporation of ICT development, a directive was implemented under the CSG Directive number 2023-003 entitled Guidelines and Procedures on the Issuance of Access Roles for Clicker on the Firearms Explosives Office. The efficiency of the group in our mandate is evident in the Revenue Collection Report. Revenue collection refers to a government agency billing the public or a member of the public for fines, taxes, or any other fees for their services. The Civil Security Group, as one of the collecting units of the Philippine National Police, collected the following revenues for the first semester fiscal year 2023. Based on the generated data, it can be seen that there is a significant increase of 200,946,026.43 pesos in the revenue collection for first semester 2023 compared to the collection for first semester 2022. EMD-FEO personnel, led by Police Brigadier General Paul Kenneth T. Lucas, Chief FEO, together with personnel of Baliwag City Police Station, conducted inspection, validation of Ramgon General Merchandise located at Barangay Santo Niño, Baliwag City, Bulacan, that resulted the confiscation of 3 trailer trucks that contained assorted finished pyrotechnic products and fireworks from importation. Incident wherein a certain Wilfredo Gonzalez threatened a biker with his firearm. Personnel from Education and Enforcement Management Division FEO served the order of revocation and reference number CSG OM-230831-878 letter requesting to turn over the 4 units of firearms registered under his name to his known address, and it was received by the said individual. LTOP and firearms registration revocation cases resolved through order of revocation FLRRB resolution.
Thank you very much for that audiovisual presentation. Moving on, this anniversary will not be complete without recognizing and giving of awards to outstanding CSG personnel and distinguished individuals who have excelled in their respective field of endeavor, and recognizing stakeholders and partners for their unceasing support that significantly have accomplished the mandates of the CSG. May we respectfully request the awardees to rise and move forward for the presentation of awards.
To present the award is the Chief PNP, General Benjamin Acorda Jr., together with the Director of CSG, Deputy Director CSG, Chief Ososha, and Chief FEO. For being adjudged as the best performing senior PCO in the field of administration, plaque of merit is presented to Colonel Marchioli Bodanyo. He will likewise receive a plaque. Thank you very much for having been adjudged as the best performing senior PCO in the field of operation. Plaque of merit is presented to Lieutenant Colonel Verna Kabuhay. Thank you very much for having been adjudged as the best performing junior PCO in the field of administration. Plaque of merit is presented to Police Major Vanessa Gabon. Thank you very much for being adjudged as the best performing junior PCO in the field of operation. Plaque of merit is presented to Major Laden Manzano. Thank you very much for being adjudged as the best performing senior PNCO in the field of administration. Plaque of merit is presented to Police Executive Master Sergeant Rosalie Montes. Thank you very much. For being a judge as the best performing senior PNCO in the field of operation, plaque of merit is presented to Chief Master Sergeant Pio Bagana. Thank you very much. For being a judge as the best performing junior PNCO in the field of administration, plaque of merit is presented to Master Sergeant Ana Marie Basilio. Thank you very much. For being a judge as the best performing junior PCO in the field of operation, plaque of merit is presented to Master Sergeant Lester Calawi. Thank you very much for having been the judge as the best performing frontline services PNCO RCSU. Plaque of merit is presented to Senior Master Sergeant Said Alam Jr. Thank you very much for having been the judge as the best performing NUP supervisory level. Plaque of merit is presented to NUP Virgie Taza. Thank you very much for having been the judge as the best performing NUP non-supervisor level. Plaque of merit is presented to NUP Phoebe Blanca Ong. Thank you very much. Being a judge as the best performing frontline services office, plaque of recognition is presented to Supervisory Office for Security and Investigation Agencies, and the plaque will be received by Brigadier General Gregory Bognelba. Thank you very much for having been the judge as the best performing regional civil security unit. Plaque of recognition is presented to Regional Civil Security Unit 7, and the plaque will be received by Police Colonel Sergio Acosta, Chief RCSU 7. Thank you very much for having been the judge as the best performing NUP supervisory level FEO. Plaque of merit is presented to NUP Gay Girnalda. Thank you very much for having been a judge as the best performing NUP non-supervisor level FEO. Plaque of merit is presented to NUP Maylene Ferreira. Thank you very much for having been been adjudged as the best performing frontline services PNCO of FEO, Flag of Merit is presented to Staff Sergeant Ronaldine Babita. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the best performing frontline services NUP of FEO, Flag of Merit is presented to NUP Jared Ace Oliosa. Thank you very much. We shall now proceed to the awarding of the stakeholders. For being a judge, having been a judge as the Outstanding Firearms Leader of the Year, Flag of Merit is presented to Trust Trade, and this will be received by Miss Rebecca Vidal. Thank you very much. For having been a judge as the Outstanding Firearms Manufacturer of the Year, Flag of recognition is given to Armscore Global Defense Incorporated, and this will be received by Mr. Angkampo. Thank you very much. For having been the judge as the Outstanding Fireworks Pyrotechnics Leader of the Year, Flag of recognition is given to Solar Harvest Incorporated, and this will be received by Mr. Oliver Zeng. Thank you very much. For having been the judge as the Outstanding Fireworks Pyrotechnics Manufacturer of the Year, Flag of recognition is presented to Dragon Fireworks Incorporated, and this will be received by Mr. Joven Ong. Thank you very much. For having been the judge as the Outstanding Gun Club of the Year, Flag of recognition is presented to Batangueño Gatilleros Incorporated, and this will be received by Mr. Louis Anayo. Thank you very much. For having been the judge as the Outstanding Shooting Range of the Year, Flag of recognition is presented to Armscore Shooting Range, Marikina, and this will be received by Mr. Pablo Belmes Jr. Thank you very much. Being the Outstanding Leader of Explosives and Explosive Ingredients, Flag of recognition is presented to Monteville Lasting Material Trading, and this will be received by Mr. Brigido Dong Villena, Director and Sales Manager. Thank you very much. For having been the judge as the Outstanding Manufacturer of Explosives and Ingredients, Flag of recognition is presented to Origa Philippines Incorporated, and this will be received by Mr. Ringo Olasiman, Territory Manager. Thank you very much. For having been the judge as the Outstanding Dealer of Controlled Chemicals, Flag of recognition is presented to Krypton International Resources, and this will be received by Mr. Richard C., Vice President, Lab Operations. Thank you very much. For having been the judge as the Outstanding Purchaser of Controlled Chemicals, Flag of recognition is presented to Universal Robina Corporation Pasig Branch, and this will be received by Ms. Joanne Santos. you very much. For having been adjudged as the best performing frontline services PNCO of SOSHA, plaque of merit is presented to Chief Master Sergeant Vivi Antonio. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the best performing frontline services NUP of SOSHA, plaque of merit is presented to NUP Leslie Yamazaki. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the best performing NUP supervisory level of SOSHA, plaque of merit is presented to NUP Emmanuel Ruiz. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the best performing NUP non-supervisor level of SOSHA, plaque of merit is presented to NUP Mary Joy Castillo. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the outstanding private security agency of the year, plaque of recognition is presented to JSL Security Group, and this will be received by Mr. Juanito Lua Jr. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the outstanding private detective agency of the year, plaque of recognition is presented to I-Spy Detectives and Investigators Company, and this will be received by Ms. Sherin Inantalay. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the outstanding company guard force of the year, plaque of recognition is presented to NLEX Corporation, and this will be received by Mr. Rubenor Ignacio. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the outstanding Canine Security Provider of the Year, plaque of recognition is presented to Sniffer Canine and Security Solutions Incorporated, and this will be received by Attorney Rebecca Francisco. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the outstanding Canine Handler of the Year, plaque of recognition is presented to Canine Handler Lloyd Anthony Yamson. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the outstanding private security training school of the year, plaque of recognition is presented to Best Solution Security Training Academy Incorporated, and this will be received by Mr. Joe Marie Dogelio. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the outstanding security guard of the year for male category, plaque of recognition is presented to Security Officer Jeffro Morales. Thank you very much. For having been adjudged as the Outstanding Security Guard of the Year female category, plaque of recognition is presented to Lane Guard Gilret Bajado. Thank you very much. We shall now proceed with special awards. In grateful appreciation of her selfless and remarkable contribution to civil security group by providing legal support, plaque of recognition is presented to Colonel Attorney Faith Kabibihan. Thank you very much. Same plaque of recognition is presented to Colonel Attorney Alfredo Austria, and this will be received by Captain Ronald Villa Gonzalo. Thank you very much. Same plaque of recognition is presented to Colonel Attorney G.P. Akasho. Thank you very much. Same plaque of recognition is presented to Colonel Attorney Domar Tadeo. Thank you very much. Same plaque of recognition is presented to Major Attorney Caral Dominiel. Thank you very much. Same plaque of recognition is presented to Captain Attorney Ronald Villa Gonzalo. Thank you very much. At this time, plaque of recognition is presented to Major Lee Cararias in grateful appreciation of his selfless and remarkable contribution to CSG by providing technical inputs. Thank you very much. Same plaque of recognition is presented to IT Development Team, and the plaque will be received by Captain Mohammed Panaga. Thank you very much. Likewise, plaque of recognition is presented to Lieutenant Colonel Mary Grace Adaptar, Quality Management Representative. Thank you very much. Same plaque is presented to Major Rosario Valverde, Assistant Quality Management Representative. Thank you very much. Same plaque of recognition is presented to Major Carmelo Velasco, Training Manager. Thank you very much. Same plaque of recognition is presented to Major Julianne Garcia. Thank you very much. Same plaque of recognition is presented to NUP Sheila May Redondo. Thank you very much. Same plaque of recognition is presented to NUP Emelita Tovero, Assistant Internal Auditor. Thank you very much. Same plaque of recognition is presented to PNP Forensic Group, and the plaque will be received by Colonel John Odi Antonio. Thank you very much. Likewise, the Philippine Shooters Match Officers Confederation will likewise receive a plaque of recognition, and this will be received by Mr. Ernie Claudio and Mr. Fernando Viviana. Thank you very much. Special award is presented to Philippine Practical Shooting Association or PPSA, and this will be received by Mr. Romel Cabungcal, the Executive Vice President of PPSA. Thank you very much. Special award also goes to the Team Alpha, and the award will be received by Mr. Anthony Vison. Thank you very much. And special award is presented to Security Guard Jenny-Beth Dayaw, and the plaque will be received by Mr. Philip Glenn Abelia. Thank you very much. Again, warm applause, ladies and gentlemen, to all our awardees.
And thank you very much, sir. You may now be seated.